live from New York. No, we are in Laguna Woods, and it's the Laguna Woods Show with your host and moderator, Esther Grossfield. Here's Esther.
Hi, welcome to the Laguna Woods Show, where every guest matters. Today we have a very special guest. She is our new mayor of the city of Laguna Woods, and her name is Shari Horne. Hi, Shari.
Hi, Esther. It's so nice to be here.
It's so nice to have you here. Thank you for coming.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. Talking about the city and what I do, I really love it.
So now that you're the new mayor, people would like to know more about you.
Okay.
So, do you live in Laguna Woods?
Yes, we live in Third Mutual, and we've lived here for 11 years. My parents had lived here before us, and Dad got sick and died in 2003, and Mother got lung cancer in 2005, and we moved in to take care of her and loved it and stayed.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. You're a nice daughter.
Yeah, well, we knew that we'd be inheriting the condo, and I always wanted to move in here because of their Clubhouse 4.
How did you get on the CSL?
Okay, CSL, I got on because I'm a member of SCAC, which is the Senior Citizen Advisory Council. There's a group called a City Select, and that's made up of 34 mayors in Orange County, and they meet not quarterly, but maybe every several months, and fill open positions that are open by district in the county for all these different committees, important committees too, like the transportation corridors and the chair of OCTA and all these things. So in my inbox, there was a notice that there was an opening on the Senior Citizen Advisory Council. And I care a lot about senior issues, and I wanted to specialize in senior issues. So when I saw that, I wrote to all the mayors in Orange County, and they voted for me, and I got to be on SCAC. And SCAC, one time a month, you all meet at a different senior center at a different city in Orange County. So really far flung. You get to see all the different cities and what the problems are in each city and their senior centers. And then there's a legislative committee, a housing and transportation, and a nutrition committee. I sit on the legislative committee, and in January I'll find out if I'm on the executive committee too for SCAC. And on that committee there are members of the California Senior Legislature. We have 7 members on ours, and there was an opening because Barbara Barker, one of the senior legislators, was sick and could no longer do her job. So they took a vote, and until May of 2018, I got to fill that position. So I was elected to fill that.
So what are some of your accomplishments?
The accomplishments and goals. Well, I was lucky that I was working on the senior mobility program at the same time that I was working on San Onofre. The waste at San Onofre concerns me a lot, and so I was working with other cities. We reached out to other cities, and one of the ladies that was mayor of San Clemente at the time was chair of OCTA. And so I was telling her about how we're having a problem, we're not getting the funding, and once we're told we get the funding, it's like right up till the last minute. We never know if we have to cancel the program or not. So I talked to her about it, I told her how important it was in my city, and we got it for 5 years. And so I'm very happy next year we're not going to have to fight about it, whether we're going to get the funding or not. So that I felt was a big accomplishment.
So what are you working on now?
What I'm working on now actually is as a private person, not as the city, but I'm working on, there's 2 crossings of Valencia. There's Health Center Drive, right where Mother's Market and CVS is, and then there's a Calle de la Plata outside of Gate 2. And I'm thinking if we could get our golf carts across there into the Laguna Hills Mall, there's the hospital, there's the Taj Mahal, there's the transportation center. The hospital and the mall and everything are back there, and it would really open the world for a lot of our residents that have golf carts and have given up their golf carts, because it's really great for the environment. It's low greenhouse gases, and you could just drive right over there. We have been trying the city of Laguna Woods, not the city, but people in Laguna Woods have been trying for 17 years to get this, but Laguna Hills has said no. But I went in front of the Traffic Commission and I got a 4-to-1 vote to send a recommendation to the council. So it will go to the Laguna Hills City Council in the spring when they do their budget. And hopefully they'll be able to institute that and open up the area for our golf carts, and it would just open the world to a lot of our residents.
Wow, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I think
really
so.
Wonderful for some
Is
people.
our city really was ahead of its time putting in all these multimodal trails, because anyone that lives in the city, even if you don't have a car, you can get anywhere in the city. Others, that's a paradise. Other seniors in other cities, if you don't drive anymore, you are stuck.
Yeah.
Unless you can get a taxi or a bus or whatever, and then it's on someone else's schedule. Not in this city. In this city, as long as you can drive, and I know 95-year-olds with golf carts, so I mean, age is not a restriction. And they can get anywhere. They don't have to depend on other people, and they still have their independence, and I really think that's important.
So being involved with the city of Laguna Woods, you must have met a lot of interesting people.
Yes.
What are the people that you met? What are some of the people that you met?
Well, of course, the elected officials in all the other cities that then go on to run for the Congress, and like Stephen Choi was mayor of Irvine, now he's in the Assembly. I've met the President Pro Tem of the Senate, Kevin De Leon, Pat Bates, Mimi Walters, all the people you would expect that a California politician would meet and know. Plus a lot of the heads of nonprofits like Marilyn Diddy that are very well known in their fields, or the doctors over at UCI that do the brain study. Through our Senior Summit program, we get some of the best speakers that there are on senior issues, and we have it every year. We're going to have another one this May, and it's just really wonderful to get to meet the people we do. I've gotten to meet the Dalai Lama, which was very exciting. That was in a group of other elected officials, and we all met in Anaheim, but it was very awe-inspiring, someone that's accomplished so much in his life. Right? All these words of peace and kindness and things that are not lacking, but are not as prevalent as I would like. Yes, I'd like to spread more kindness.
Yes.
Yeah,
peace and yeah. So, what are the duties and responsibilities of the council members?
Okay, well, each of us 5 council members have different responsibilities. We're assigned to different county organizations. Like Carol is the primary on the library board. I'm the alternate on the library board. I'm also assigned to vector control, and which is for mosquitoes and rats and fleas and things like that spread disease.
Oh my God, that's important.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I'm on the Coastal Greenbelt, which takes care of all the parks. That's Orange County Parks and the Nature Center, all that open space. I'm on SCAG, which is the Southern California Association of Governments, that talks about the trains and housing and all kinds, how everything works together. The county supervisor, Lisa Bartlett, assigned me to SNAC, which is the Special Needs Advisory Committee.
Yeah.
I sit on special meetings with the Orange County Specific Plan Association for putting together a specific plan for aging for seniors in Orange County, and that's pulling together all the different stakeholders like the Justice Department and the Protective Services and Meals on Wheels and Senior Serve and the Commission on Aging, all these different things they pull together. And as I said, I sit on the Senior Citizen Advisory Council, and now I'm on CSL.
What is the city work plan?
The city work plan are things that we want to accomplish in upcoming years. And right now we're working on the Civic Fund, which did just get approval from the federal government for our tax exempt, the Civic Fund that Carol was talking about.
Yeah.
And now we need to get it from the state, but that's way on track, and we'll probably need about $40,000 a year base to have a space for the library, which we really do want because we can use the space in City Hall. So, and we're going to be doing the medians. We need to do something with the medians. We want to take out the grass and the trees that are there, because the sycamores have some sort of fungus on them. They're dying, and so we need to take that out, and we're going to put something in besides grass that doesn't need watered. It'll be very nice, but we have to do something. That'll be one of the, and we want to update the dog park. It needs new turf, because the poor little doggies are burning their little feet.
Aww.
And we want to put in another water fountain, because there's one in either in the big dog or the little dog, and the one other needs it. So we're going to do that and do a couple other things to upgrade the dog park too.
We're going to go into something lighter a little bit.
Okay.
When you met those people, was it anything interesting or funny happened?
Well, I guess not a lot funny happens when you're in a situation where you meet people. But I guess the funniest thing is the mosquito fish. At Vector Control, we were having trouble buying mosquito fish. They would get a bunch of other things in there. And so we started our own breeding habitat. And we have a room full of these giant blue vats with thousands and thousands of mosquito fish. And it's not really funny, but it's the cutest thing. And we can put them in bird baths and swimming pools or ponds, anything that doesn't drain to the ocean, because they're not native fish, but they eat all the mosquitoes and you don't need any chemicals or anything. So that's a really great thing.
So where are they?
They're at Vector Control. They are in Garden Grove at 13001 Garden Grove Boulevard, and those meetings are open to the public. And we just put a display at the cube, at the Discovery Cube, and little kids can go in there and be vector inspectors. And they wear a little computer around, and they go from one station to the other, and they learn to dump and drain the saucers under your plants so they don't breed mosquitoes. And we figure if we can get the kids, they will be the ones to get their parents to remember to dump and drain, because in 5 days mosquitoes complete their life cycle. And right now with West Nile virus and Zika, these are things that can really hurt us. And those mosquitoes are day-biting mosquitoes that live in our homes.
In the day?
Yes, they're invasive, the Aedes aegypti. They're from the Middle East. They love these conditions that we have. And they will breed in your home, in the plants, in the saucers. It's called the Asian tiger mosquito, and only the females bite, because they need a blood meal for their babies.
Oh my God.
But, and not everybody that is bitten is going to get West Nile, but it can be very serious.
Yeah.
It can be a very serious disease.
So you are passionate about a lot of things, aren't you? What are you the most passionate about?
I think what I'm most passionate about is the environment, and clean air and clean water, and getting to renewable, sustainable energy, and electric cars, and expanding the grid, and doing things like solar power and things like that. I think that we could change a lot of our footprint on the earth easily without a huge infrastructure build out, if we just added a few things in, like the village is doing now with their solar program.
Yeah. That's really going to be good for us, huh?
And the city is doing the same, putting in LEDs. It's just the city has we only have one building, so there's not a whole lot of money to be saved for us in this, but there is, of course, in the village.
So, so we basically, I wanted to ask you what needs to be improved here in the woods, and you covered that.
Well, I guess I would like to make more of our sidewalks multimodal. I would like to get everywhere. I'd like to get all the way down to Gate 9. Like right now, Gate 9 on El Toro has a very meandering path to walk through with trees and vegetation, and it's very difficult for people to just walk, let alone use an electric wheelchair or golf cart or anything else. So as those trees die, I would like them to come out and just have a sidewalk that people could use their scooters or electric wheelchairs or bicycles or anything.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that to me a while ago, that they cannot go by the, yeah.
Right, and I'd like to have it so you could get all the way down Moulton to the dog park, to Ridge Route, but that's part of Laguna Hills land, part of the street there, so it will take a lot of negotiation.
Well, we're going to talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
What kind of activities you participate here?
I actually participated in more activities before when I had more time, but right now I'm still a member of Concerned Citizens, and I love Concerned Citizens. I mean, they have all the issues that I care about, you know, peace and justice and gun safety and environment and health. And I love that they do street theater. I love street theater. They did for gun safety, and we all wrapped ourselves in gauze with little red bullet holes all over. And we did one for that. We had them dressed as the Grim Reaper. We were out. People weren't dying fast enough, and we needed more money for Medicare. And so anyway, I love that one. I was very active in that. I was very active in Earthworks when it was here. And right now it's been absorbed back into Concerned Citizens. And with them we did the recycling program. A few of us, Carol Moore and Irv Snyder and I and Virginia Kincaid and Rhoda Lindner and a few others, distributed blue bags to 3 Garden Villa buildings, because I was in Garden Villa very involved in Garden Villa Association. I was president for a couple years. And we went around and we actually collected the recyclables ourselves once a week in these big blue bags, and we had a big box car type thing that we would throw them in at Campo Verde. And there, our waste hauler, Ware at the time, would go through it to make sure that we were compliant as far as not leaving a lot of food in there and that the right things were recycled. And at the same time we were doing that, because this went on for months, we would do a utilization study of the trash bins to see if the garbage levels were then going down. Because if we could use smaller garbage dumpsters, which cost less on a monthly basis, we could recycle more, which was better for the environment. So we did that for about 6 to 8 months. And we were compliant enough, everything went well. And at a Garden Villa meeting, Bob Ring, who was mayor at the time, was a speaker. And he turns to me and he goes, "Is anybody interested in recycling bins?" Well, I was very excited, and Dr. John Paulus was on GVA at the time. So we went over to City Hall, and he was more than happy to dump the whole program in my lap. So I was so excited. The city got 50 bins with a grant, and I got to place them all. And it grew from there. Then we got another 50 and another 50, and Irv and I and a few others went out and did door to door, 12,736 doors we knocked on to educate people and leave them flyers and show them where their bin was and everything else. And that was a lot of work, and I really owe a lot to them. Yeah, this was after the program. The village was ready to recycle, and this was one of the covers. I've been lucky enough to be on about 7 of these covers now, and this is one. There's one of my building captains, Irene Emerson, and I were showing. This was one of the bins that the city got with a grant. And this was the first one, and there I am throwing in my kitty litter, and just the container, not the kitty litter, just the container. Anything plastic, glass, metal, or paper is recyclable. And it was very exciting. And now there's recycling all throughout the village, and it's saving a ton of money
because of
people.
you? Oh my God.
Well, a group of people, not just me.
Yeah. Oh my God, you started it in a way.
So I was very excited about that. So, and I joined the Potters and Sculptors Club. We're members of the Cat Club. Right now we're working on getting some buildings designated non-smoking. I was very involved in getting the AEDs in here. So there's a lot of different things that I'm active in here in the village. Not as much as I used to, because I am busy. But I will be more. Now I just go to other people's meetings.
So, doing all the activities, you must be health conscious, huh? Are you health conscious?
Yes, although I'm not as, I don't do as I say all the time. I know I should exercise more, and I don't always get in all my steps. But I am a vegetarian, and I've been a vegetarian since 1985. Not because of the lives of animals, which I feel is important, but it was originally because of the antibiotics that they would put in the food that they fed cows. And I abhor the conditions that these factory farms are in. I think it's so cruel. And I read a book years ago, Diet for a Small Planet, and the amount of food and water that it takes to raise one cow, tons of people could live off that food and water, yet not a ton of people can live off of one cow. And we're moving to more and more and more meat. They're putting bacon in everything.
Yeah.
And the condition of those animals is terrible, and it's terrible for us. We're becoming resistant to antibiotics, and it's high fat, and it's, so anyway, that's why I quit eating red meat.
Oh, wow. That's
But,
very interesting. Because
yeah.
of the antibiotics and because of the...
And I feel better, and,
Yes.
and I've always liked the side dishes better anyway. At Thanksgiving, I always like the stuffing and the string beans and all the mashed potatoes, and I like to pile that up on my plate, so.
That's why you're healthy.
Yeah, well, I think I am pretty healthy. I'm
That's
not
good.
on any medication and don't really have any chronic conditions right now.
That's good.
Very knock on wood.
Knock on wood, yeah.
And I drink a lot of water, which I
Yeah.
know is important to you
Yes,
too.
yes, we do. So, how long is a mayor's term in office?
Okay. A mayor's term here is 1 year.
Oh,
Yeah, because we have we rotate, and each council member rotates through. Sometimes there's council members that don't serve a term, or they're not reelected, or the council doesn't elect them. That's why I was very reluctant to say, yes, I'm going to be the next mayor, because you have to actually get elected and by the other council members. So but it's for a year.
Every year you have to be reelected?
No, just to be mayor.
Yeah, to
We
be
do a
mayor.
reorganization, yes.
Oh, I thought it's like 4 years or something.
No, you get a 4-year term on city council, and you rotate through those positions. Like last year I was mayor pro tem, and before that I was a council member. This year Carol Moore is a council member. Next year she'll be mayor pro tem, and I'll be mayor. So, and then it will move again. Like Bert Hack has been like 3 times now mayor. Cynthia's always been mayor twice already because one of the other people didn't want to be.
Oh,
Not everybody wants to be the public face
to
of the
get
city.
all these responsibilities.
Well, yeah, it's not just the responsibilities, but there's a lot of public things to do. There's a lot of talking on television and the radio, and making speeches and ribbon cuttings and
Yes.
ceremonial functions. And a lot of people either are uncomfortable doing that, or they're not well enough to do it.
Yes.
So,
Do you have like any special responsibilities now that you're a mayor, besides ribbon cutting? I mean,
well, I guess signing all the checks.
Yeah.
And going on TV6 once a month to tell about what happened at our meetings. There's a radio station, KSBR, that you call before the meeting and say what's going to happen, and then you call after the meeting and say what happened. So those are about the only things besides the signing checks that a mayor has to do.
Signing checks, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your next political aspiration?
I don't have any other political aspirations except to do a good job here. I really care a lot about the people here, and I have no other aspirations. CSL I can stay on as long as I keep getting elected, whether I'm a public official or not, so I could stay on that beyond, which is a wonderful thing. You get to go and sit in the Assembly and in the Senate where the real legislators get to sit, and you interact with them all the time, so you meet all of them. But I have no other higher aspirations. It's too much work to be a county supervisor or the Congress, and I'm too old to start doing that now. It's
I
just,
think so.
this is all I care about here, is to make my community better.
Yes, I'm sure that you're going to be a very good mayor. Okay, it was so nice having you here.
It was lovely being here.
Time went by so fast.
Yes, it really did. It really went by very, very fast. I didn't get to talk about tons of stuff. But thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for watching, and next time we'll have another interesting person. Thank you. Bye.